The story starts with a woman named Kay. She's talking directly to the audience, telling them about her life and her family, and explaining how she met her husband, Greg, when she was 17. They fell in love fast, had a sweet relationship, and before long, they got married. After the wedding, their first son, Casey, was born, and not long after that, they had their second son, Jim. Every year, the family invited a priest to their house to bless their home, something they'd been doing for 18 years. But this year's blessing felt different because Casey was leaving for the U.S. Navy in a week and would be moving out for good. The priest arrives, does the blessing, and afterward, everyone sits around, drinks a little, and talks about Casey joining the Navy. After lunch, Kay sits next to Greg, and it's obvious the love between them is still alive after all these years. Their home life looks calm, warm, and peaceful. The next day, Greg goes to work and gets hit with a huge shock. The company is having serious financial problems and has to lay off a bunch of employees. Greg is one of them. He leaves work devastated and tells Casey the news when he gets home. Casey stays with him, trying to comfort him. That night, Jim also tries to cheer his dad up. He tells Greg he'll study harder so he can earn a scholarship since the family can't afford his college anymore. Greg appreciates the gesture and knows his son is trying to help. The next morning, Kay leaves for work, Greg stays home, and Jim goes to school. He spends his study period in the library preparing for an important test. That's when he spots a beautiful girl named Anna and instantly falls for her. He can't take his eyes off her and completely forgets about studying. Jim goes to class and starts his exam, but all he can think about is Anna. After the test, he looks for her and finds out she's acting in the school play. He goes to the auditorium and is blown away watching her perform. After the performance, Jim pulls a little trick. He writes a note to Anna's teacher, pretending another teacher needs to see her. Anna steps out and finds Jim weeding. He admits he wrote the note because he wanted to talk to her. She asks why he didn't just wait until break, and he says break is too short and he wants more time to get to know her. Little by little, Anna starts liking him too. After school, she asks Jim to give her a ride home. He agrees and takes her to his favorite spot. They talk, and Jim asks about her dream of becoming an actress. Anna says she doesn't consider herself very good, but Jim tells her he saw her talent on stage. Before getting out of the car, Anna invites him to her birthday party that weekend. Meanwhile, Greg goes to a job interview at another company, but the manager refuses to hire him because of his age. At the same time, Kay goes to visit her aunt, Irene, who lives alone. Kay had hired a caregiver for her, but the two fought and the caregiver left. Kay tells her aunt she should move into a nursing home because the family can't afford another caregiver. Irene gets angry and said she'd rather live alone than in a nursing home. She reminds Kay that when Kay was little and her mother left her, she was the one who raised her, and now this is how Kay repays her. She kicks her out of the house. Kay leaves heartbroken, not knowing what else to do. That night at dinner, Greg is still upset and feels like he's failing his family because he can't bring in money. Jim is sad seeing his dad like this. Days pass, and Anna's birthday party finally arrives. Jim goes to her house. She invited all her friends, and everyone's having fun. Anna and Jim get even closer that night. The next day, Anna asks her friends what they think of Jim. They say he's weird, and his personality and lifestyle don't match hers at all. But Anna ignores them because she really likes him. After school, she gets in Jim's car, and he gives her the birthday gift he'd forgotten earlier. From that day on, they're officially a couple. And Jim's family loves Anna too. Meanwhile, Kay visits her aunt again and apologizes. Irene also regrets her harsh words, and they make up. But Anna's mom is not happy about her dating Jim. She thinks he's not right for her daughter, and even brings up their difference in skin color. She also says she's worried Jim doesn't really love her. Her comments get into Anna's head. Anna tells Jim she applied to a college in another city, and if she gets in, she'll probably have to leave, and that might mean the end of their relationship. Jim insists they can do long distance, but Anna keeps talking about breaking up. Jim gets hurt, but stays quiet. 6 months later, things at home get worse financially. Kay goes to the bank to apply for a loan because Greg hasn't found a job and the family is struggling. But the bank rejects her request since her husband has no steady income. Kay goes home upset and explains everything to Greg. She tells him she'll need to find a second job because they can't keep living like this. Greg tells her he's trying to find work but can't get hired anywhere and says he feels useless because he can't support his family anymore. Then he adds that maybe the best thing would be for Jim to leave home too, like Casey did, so they'd have fewer expenses. Unfortunately, Jim overhears this conversation. It crushes him. He feels like a burden, feels like he has nothing to offer his parents, and he knows he can't live on his own because he has no income. On top of that, Anna has been slowly pulling away from him without telling him why. All of this builds up and sends Jim into a deep emotional spiral. He decides to go see Anna and ask why she's distancing herself. He goes to her house, but her mother lies and says Anna isn't home. Jim immediately realizes she's lying. Then Anna comes out to talk to him. Jim asks her what's changed and why she's avoiding him. Anna explains that their relationship has gotten too hard for a lot of reasons, starting with the fact that they're very different. She suggests they just stay friends and talk once in a while, but they should stop being a couple. Her words shock Jim and break his heart. He leaves devastated. After he drives off, Anna sits down and cries. She never wanted to break up with him. She's still in love with Jim, but she gave in to the pressure from life and her family. Sometime later, Irene passes away and Kay falls into a deep grief. She goes through some really hard days because Irene was like a mother to her. She raised her from the time she was a little girl. Time goes by, and Jim, who still can't get over Anna, goes back to school carrying all that sadness and depression with him. Things get even worse for him now that Anna is dating one of their classmates. Anna keeps living her life like nothing happened, but Jim's life has basically been stuck in the same place ever since they broke up. One day, Anna's new boyfriend starts messing with Jim, teasing him, and reminding him that Anna used to be with him. Jim loses it and gets into a fight, almost punching the guy before Anna jumps in and breaks it up. She criticizes Jim for his behavior, which only makes his emotional state even worse. When Jim gets home, he finds out that his parents are planning to sell the house and move to another city, and that he's going to have to stay behind to finish school. Before long, the house is sold and his parents leave, and Jim stays in town alone. 2 years later, Jim goes to visit his parents in their new home, surprising them completely. His mom hugs him with so much joy, she's missed him terribly. He sits with them for a while to catch up and learns that his dad still hasn't been able to find a job, while his mom managed to get one, and they're living with a small but steady income. You can tell that emotionally, Greg is in a really bad shape, but he doesn't know what to do about it. Later, he talks with his mom, and she tells him that Greg has even thought about taking his own life because he feels like a failure, like he didn't fulfill his role as a provider. She can't help him out of his depression either, and she breaks down crying. Jim does his best to comfort her before heading back to his town. A few days later, while studying, Jim gets a message from Anna. She apologizes and says she's matured, gained experience, and now realizes what was actually good for her, and that breaking up with Jim was the biggest mistake of her life. She asks him to call her and says she'd love to start over, but if he's not interested, she'll respect that. But Jim still loves her. He's never been able to move on, so the moment he sees the message, he calls her and they arrange to meet. The next day, Jim meets Anna, overjoyed. They talk about everything that happened during their time apart and realize that neither of them has been in another relationship since they broke up. They get close again, go back to Anna's place, spend the night together, and basically pick up right where they left off. Anna admits that she's still in love with him and never got over him, and Jim tells her he feels the same way. Their relationship comes back to life. Meanwhile, Greg has been working a delivery job, something that has nothing to do with his experience or career, and it eats at him. The stress causes a lot of arguments between him and Kay over the smallest things. Days go by like this. Then one day while running and working out, Jim feels a sharp pain in his chest. After some tests, the doctors discover he has a heart condition and needs surgery as soon as possible. Not long after, he undergoes the operation and then moves back in with his family to recover. As soon as Anna hears the news, she rushes to their house to take care of him and stay by his side. A few days later, Jim starts feeling better, and the very first decision he makes after recovering is that he wants to marry Anna right away. He tells his mom, but she disagrees. She says it's not the right decision because they're still too young and not ready for the responsibilities and challenges of marriage. Jim argues that their parents also got married young and had a great life together. Kay explains that their situation back then was completely different from the reality Jim and Anna are facing now. But Jim refuses to back down. His mind is made up. He then decides to talk to Anna's mom, knowing that Anna herself wants the marriage and the real resistance is coming from her mother. When Jim finally asks for Anna's hand, her mom strongly objects. She never approved of their relationship in the first place. She reminds him that Anna is still a student with a bright future ahead of her, and that they're both way too young to get married. Plus, Jim doesn't have a house or enough money to support the married life. Jim tells her that he's working, that he'll find a place to live in whatever city she chooses, and that he would never let Anna drop out of school. He promises he'll support her through her education and explains how deeply he loves her and how far he's willing to go. Eventually, Anna's mom softens up and gives them their blessing. Around the same time, Greg gets a good job offer in another city, and he expects Kay to say no because of all the stress and conflict they've had, but to his surprise, Kay supports him and agrees to move once again. Time passes, and finally, the wedding day arrives. Kay is shown helping her son get ready for the big moment. She's full of joy seeing Jim start a new chapter in his life, but at the same time, there's a sadness in her heart because he's about to move away from her. Jim assures her that he'll never leave her behind, that he'll always be there for her, his dad, and his brother Casey. Then Jim and Anna get married, they begin their life together, and at the same time, Kay and Greg prepare to move to the new city to start a fresh chapter of their own.